So, you've hurt yourself, you've gotten the papers, you've gotten the notice of contest. What do you do now? It's important to talk to a lawyer at that point if you can. Most lawyers don't charge anything for you to talk to them. They'll have a pretty good idea when you lay out what's happened, what the insurance company is going to do. Do I really need a lawyer? Not always. A lot of times it's just an investigation by the insurance company, but if you've got any kind of serious injury and they file that notice of contest, it's a good idea to have one. And the reason is because you're not going to get any temporary disability, what's also lost wages to you, until the point at which they admit liability. If they're going to contest it all the way up through a hearing, it's better to have a lawyer right from the start so that the lawyer can file an application for hearing to take it in front of a judge and have a judge decide whether or not you've been able to prove that you were hurt at work. Burden of proof is on you. If you have a lawyer early on, you'll be able to tell what the strengths and weaknesses of the case are. As an example, I had a client not too long ago who fell down at work. She was carrying some boxes and she tripped over something in the carpet, fell down, and had a pretty serious arm and back injury. It didn't admit liability. They contested it. Now you'd say, okay, well, she was at work. She was going across the carpet in her office. She tripped on the carpet and she fell down. How could they contest that? Well, a lot of times insurance companies will contest any kind of fall if they give you if you have a recorded statement and the recorded statement you say, I don't know why I fell. They're going to say, well, if you don't know, then it's not work related. If you were to say, I tripped on a piece of carpet or I tripped on a crack in the sidewalk, that's different. But the adjuster knows this already before they talk to you. So the adjuster's going to say, well, do you know what happened? And if you say, I really don't know what I tripped on, then they're going to deny liability. So if they deny liability for any reason, that's the time to talk to a lawyer. But let's say they admit liability. Let's say that they say, okay, we agree, you hurt at work and you're getting treatment and we're going to start paying temporary disability. Do I need to see a lawyer at that point? That really depends on how serious the injuries are. If there's any possibility that you think you might not be able to go back to the type of work that you did before you got hurt, I think you should see a lawyer early rather than late. Because at the end of the case, the lawyer's going to have a much better handle on how to advise you if you're not going to be able to go back to the type of work you were doing before, if you've been with that lawyer the whole time. That doesn't mean you have to see a lawyer, but it's probably a good idea to consult with one if you think you're not going to be able to go back to work. But let's say you got a serious laceration on your arm. Do you need a lawyer? Probably not. The insurance company is going to pay for the medical treatment. They're going to pay you while you're off work. When your laceration gets better, you're going to go back to work. They're going to put you in a position where you're probably okay without a lawyer. A lawyer is important when there's uncertainty, when they've denied liability, when they're not paying you the correct amount for your average weekly wage, when you find that they've gotten to the point where the doctor is not treating you and you feel like there's more treatment that should have been given. Lawyers know what they're supposed to give you and what they're not supposed to give you.